Hi, and welcome back to the DPAF podcast format. And I just wanted to do a quick video on the latest with the Alex Salmond sort of case, controversy, trial, etc. And I haven't really delved into this in any kind of way before, mainly because anything to do with Scotland is not my area of expertise and not my primary area of interest either. But the big thing about the Alex Salmond trial, as everyone sort of knows who's vaguely informed in Great Britain, is that this was a total blatant Me Too hit job. I mean, the Alex Salmond accusations with the 13 accusers came out, I think, about 20 minutes after the Harvey Weinstein Me Too sort of scandal, and it was totally obvious that this was a political hit job by almost certainly Nicola Sturgeon and people in the SNP who did not want Alex Salmond to continue his momentum, or wanted his momentum to be halted significantly. And of course, Alex Salmond ended up being exonerated of all the charges and of any misconduct or criminal behavior, but the damage was done. I mean, he was taken out of the political picture, allowed Nicola Sturgeon to ascend in the SNP, etc. And this was totally obvious sort of from the beginning. But the update I wanted to provide in this podcast was that this guy called Craig Murray, who was a former UK ambassador to Uzbekistan, was working as a sort of an independent journalist on this case. He was following the Alex Salmond trial, and because of these blog posts or journalistic communications he made as a result of the trial, it's just been announced that he's being held in contempt of court and sort of faces prison for communicating information that may have led to these accusers being identified. And the point I want to make is that we're at a stage now in society where people exposing corruption are punished or jailed, whereas the people committing the corruption are let off scot-free and have their identities protected. Why can't we have a society where people committing corruption are prosecuted and punished, and the people exposing that corruption are rewarded or lauded? Why is it the other way around? And of course, we have this judge up in Scotland, Lady Dorian, who I think is the person who's made this decision. I think it's being appealed by Craig Murray. I don't know if he's going to go to jail or not, or whatever it is. But the point is, it comes back to all these false accusations that I've been talking about. I mean, these are used as it's a weaponization of the justice system. That's what the Me Too movement's always been about. Harvey Weinstein and his conduct in Hollywood is absolutely nothing to do with the conduct of British people in Great Britain, and it's another one of these American cultural controversies that we import into Britain to divide the people, to grow the power of big government over the people, and as a political weapon to corrupt the justice system and perpetuate unequal justice, which is what I talk about on a pretty frequent basis. But this judge, who I'm sure is a great judge, but seems to be obsessed with protecting women or the identity of women, because, as the theory goes, if you don't protect the identity of women, they are less likely to come forward. And I want to make a couple of points on this. I mean, one is that this is a theory, but as I know, and a lot of other people know, a lot of young women love attention. I mean, this is what's created the rise and the success of Instagram. It's that, loads of women are on Instagram. They love photographing themselves, getting attention from the masses on the internet. But yet, when it comes to these high-profile court cases where they've come forward, they're not allowed to have their identity publicized because it's against the quote-unquote law. And I want to suggest that maybe we allow the women to be identified, and I suspect that you'll get a lot more women coming forward to make complaints, especially in these high-profile cases, because they get attention for it. They can publicize it on Instagram, the kind of outfits they're wearing. They can have pictures of themselves going in and out of court. They can become these sort of quasi-celebrities overnight. So I think this sort of theory that women wouldn't come forward if their identity is not protected is somewhat or extremely debatable, especially in the high profile cases. And I think maybe we should give a try to allow women to have their identities publicized and see if this increases the amount of court cases or not. And of course, at the end of the day, the goal of the prosecution services in Great Britain, whether it's Britain or Scotland, is for more cases. I mean, it's not a case that we're interested in preventing assault or sexual misconduct. It's that we want to prosecute it after it's happened. I mean, as soon as anyone in the Crown Prosecution Service hears that a woman has been raped or that a woman has been assaulted, they are ecstatic because they know it's tens of thousands or sometimes hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of income for them to prosecute the case, to prosecute the man. And, the justice system does not want anyone disincentivizing women from coming forward. We provide hardly any punishment to women who come forward with false accusations, as has been the case in the Alex Salmond sort of trial. And, it's a total and complete fraud. So to summarize, I think it's outrageous that this judge is punishing Craig Murray, someone that is there to expose corruption, whereas all the women that conspired to frame Alex Salmond to put forward a false case, which was, totally unjust to him, which cost taxpayers a ton of money that they did not need to spend. And, no doubt with Nicola Sturgeon involved or supporters or sympathizers of her. And it's those people that need to be prosecuted and jailed, not Craig Murray. So I hope you found this interesting. Thanks very much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.